Are you searching for direction in life? Have you given all of yourself to everyone else and have very little for yourself? Have you put you on the back burner while taking care of the responsibilities of everything and everybody else while neglecting yourself? Life coach and mentor Michelle G has told us the wait is over. In this new movement called The Green Room, she's assembled friends of every walk of life that will share with us transformative principles that will change our life's trajectory. Come join us for the Green Room experience. Your life will never be the same.
Welcome to the Green Room. Tonight is a little bit different. The mood is a little different. The tone is a little different. Our location is different tonight. Tonight I'm having a conversation with one of our sister friends, and we're lifting up some issues. We told you at the beginning of Women's History Month that we were going to be doing some things that would really be key and pertinent to what the message that we're trying to display with women this month. We go through so many things. And tonight our guest is, a local celebrity, and you think that local folks don't go through anything, and they have the life and they have the glitz and the glamour, and you don't realize the struggles and the trials that they're facing. And so tonight, we're going to have a little conversation. And hopefully those of you that identify will now have some power to move forward to another segment. Our guest tonight is no stranger to the Green Room. She's been in the Green Room earlier, giving her expertise as a lawyer. She's the people's attorney, practicing personal injury protection, slip and falls, car accidents, boat accidents, wrongful deaths. She does criminal defense. She does all of these wonderful things. She is co-owner of the Two Dope Chicks. So entrepreneur to the stars, community activist, laundromat buyouts, toy giveaways, all the things that make you a good person. Do all the right things. And people see her everywhere, see her all over social media, see her all around town at galas, events, defending clients in the courtroom, in the courthouse, just everywhere. And you think that life is great and she has it made in the shade and not a care in the world. But tonight, there's a story that needs to come forth. There are some women that need her help. And she has decided to give us a very candid conversation into some situations that she's embarked on that perhaps we can help one of the sisters in the Green Room. We still live in a society, a male-dominated society, where men rule the world and their dollar doesn't look like our dollar at the end of the week or every 2 weeks when we get our check. And there are things that even now in 2023, women are still having to face. Sexual harassment, blackmail, bribery. I mean, all kinds of things women are having to do just to be able to earn a living and do the things that we're called to do. And so even in 2023, the people's attorney finds herself in a situation needing an attorney, and a situation that hopefully we can help someone out in the Green Room today. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you,
Millicent.
Michelle.
I'm so glad you're here. Just kind of give us some background. What's going on?
I have worked, I think, incredibly hard this year makes 20 years, practicing law, came up from my bootstraps in private practice, helping people, criminal defense, from criminal defense to personal injury to dispute resolution, putting together agreements, just a variety of different things that clients have called upon me to do. I've quietly moved with determination, have had setbacks, but I picked myself up and kept moving because that's the background I come from. That's all I know. And I found myself in a position of this past year of making transitions and being placed in a situation that even to this day, is beyond my wildest imagination. I never would have thought that I would be here. This is what I read about. This is what I've represented people concerning. But today I find myself in a very challenging position, having to defend myself against baseless, manufactured allegations that all amount to really a professional tantrum. So, if you will just give me just a little bit of grace to expound on what's happening in my life,
Okay.
is, and about 8 years ago, I started a partnership, and I was excited. Is I had prayed about it. You know, God gave me a window of opportunity. I walked through the door. It seemed like a fantastic fit. I was a young lawyer, still young, kind of, still kind of young, but you know, a young lawyer, energetic. Um, I was blessed with a solid client base, just in a great position, and I embarked on a partnership with someone who was my senior, about 20 plus years older than me. Someone who I respected, is a member of the clergy, had a church, and seemed to, I viewed him as a mentor and as a father figure, based upon the age. And I was so excited that I said, I'm just going to jump in, and whatever I believe the firm needed, I would do. So for several years, I actually, you know, the firm was like my baby. Is I fed her, I did everything that needed to be done. I put my money in and paid bills and did all of these things, saying, as long as she's taken care of, is I'll go ahead and take care of me on the back end.
Okay.
That didn't include, that type of demonstration wasn't as equitable. You know, when you're in business, is everybody's business can operate a little bit differently. Is we were a 50-50. So you put in this, I put in this. But because I believed in the business and because I had prayed about this thing, is now in hindsight, I know that I was naive, and I think that definitely my youth and my energy and my level of just wanting to take that next step was definitely something that was profited upon.
Okay.
Which is why I find myself here. So I spent many years doing that, marketing, putting together, talking to different people, going to different cities, and, you know, creating different networks and really putting myself out there, because I knew this is what is needed in order to generate clients and, you know, get people on board. And my goodness, God met us there. Is the clients just started coming out of nowhere, and, you know, everyone was just really happy, doing fantastic work, making more money, I think, that either of us had made, but it still wasn't enough.
So tell us about the wasn't enough.
Well, what I mean is this, is when you start putting in your money and foregoing paying yourself, or saying, I'll take care of me on the back end, it puts you in a situation of things being not equitable.
Okay.
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 Is this person is taking this amount, this person is taking this amount. And because of who I am and some of my DNA, it was, you know, again, I was going to put the business first. With that, is what ended up happening is my partner at that time in that partnership got into a disagreement with the accountant that we had at that time. And that accountant was let go. and he found a new accountant,
Okay.
someone who he could get along with.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Who happened to be a woman. And I thought that we were all clear, is you found someone who you can work with and you feel confident in. And that accountant looked at the finances and said, wait, there's a problem here. She rung the alarm. She said, there seems to be a unequitable type of distribution that's going on. And those are just fancy terms for one person that's taking out more money than the other.
Okay.
Okay. And so she rang the alarm in 2018 of saying, this is the situation. And
But now you already kind of knew that somebody was taking more than other, even before the alarm was rang.
I did.
So you didn't check it. You didn't say anything. You didn't.
You know, is as direct and as aggressive and assertive I am, is I'm also a big picture person, and I can be a team player to a fault. In this situation, I was a team player really to my own fault. And I put the business before me. And now I have been placed in a position of having to defend myself because someone is angry that they were reminded about having taken more money than they should have and having to repay it.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You kind of knew it. The accountant that he hired verifies that this is what's going on. She sounds alarmed. Hey, do you know this is happening? Yeah. And so now you're forced to now face what you already kind of knew a little bit, and you were just big picturing it, thinking it will work itself out. So when now you're forced to face it, what happens?
Well, is he did what he did before, and he fired that accountant. So we're on number 3. We're on number 3. And
so he fired that accountant, and you did what?
That he fired that accountant, and by that time, our partnership was really done. And he hired an accountant to go ahead and review everything, his choice. And this was not anybody I knew. I had never met this man before. In fact, this man lives in a completely different area of the state. And that accountant reviewed everything and said, okay, I see one thing is I see a little calculation in this formula that's off, and we're going to make this adjustment. But even in this adjustment, you still took more than this person. And this is how I'm recommending that we resolve it this way. And interestingly enough, that accountant actually worked in conjunction with the firm's former accountant. And they worked together and came up with a way to how to resolve it. Easy.
Okay, so you got a way to resolve it. You don't say anything. You finally are forced to say something. They come up with a nice way to resolve it. So you resolve it, right?
Well, I thought it was resolved.
Okay.
But my business partner at that time was not pleased with their resolution. He believed that he was entitled to exponentially more than they had come up with. And that's when that accountant, either by his termination or him saying, I'm done with it, he left the picture and said, I can't do this anymore.
Okay, so let's get to what can really help our sister friends here. You didn't hold him accountable. You were forced to hold him accountable. And now that you're holding him accountable, what happens now?
Now is I'm being the victim of what I consider to be just some very bizarre things that are going on. I've been privy to emails and pictures of my social media. He seems to have a very bizarre obsession. I don't know why someone his age would have such an obsession with a younger woman, of looking at my social media and sending it around, making comments about what I'm doing, who I'm with, where I'm at in my free time. And we are no longer in a business together. So I don't know why you would be interested in that. The second thing is I have also been the recipient, along with some of my colleagues, including my firm's former accountant, has been the recipient of communications that say, if you write me a check for X number of dollars, I will go away. And that's happened several times and is well documented. And we're all lawyers. We're all held to a higher standard. However, this is really our plight. Recently.
So let's pin right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're all lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're all bar certified lawyers.
Yes.
So is there no recourse with the bar for any actions?
Yes, there is recourse. And so a complaint, my former business partner filed a complaint against me with the Florida Bar. And the Florida Bar came back and said that there was no finding that I had violated our oath and our rules in any way. And the day after that finding came out, my former partner filed a lawsuit against me.
We hate to interrupt this broadcast Green Room family. We know it's getting good, but we had a special announcement from our host and our sponsors. If you would like to be a co-sponsor or advertiser, let us know. We'll be right back to our scheduled programming after these messages.
I just wanted to take a few moments for you to hear my heart. I've received the messages, the phone calls, the emails. I hear you crying out. I can identify. I've been where you are. I know what it feels like to be stuck in places that no longer serve you, that don't validate you, that aren't promoting your growth and your well-being. And so I extend to you the Green Room, a birthing center where women affirm each other, where we support each other, where we meet each other in prayer. This Green Room is located on Facebook. It's a virtual Green Room with all the feelings of a face-to-face. We live in a time where society would have us believe that whatever we're going through, we're by ourselves, or that it's new or it's never happened. But there is nothing new under the sun. Come join this room of women with experience and expertise from A to Z who can support you. I believe, you believe. Now come join us and let us believe together.
Do you enjoy helping people? Are you able to give good advice? Maybe you should develop that skill. You should become a life coach. Take a class 1 day a week for 90 minutes for 12 weeks in the comfort of your home and become a certified life coach. Or maybe you are currently a life coach. We can help you monetize your business with our training. A new virtual class is starting soon in Jacksonville. Learning to become a life coach. For more information, go to www.powercoach.info or call 904-719-6324. If you are already a life coach and want to take it further, ask our counselors about our new Training the Trainers coaching program and become certified to teach life coaches.
Listen, ladies, let me introduce you to Shakay's Boutique. Listen, I got what you need. Listen, ladies, I cater to all, but my specialty is my plus size ladies. Listen, ladies, I have those small handbags. Listen, ladies, I also have lashes. Yes, lashes on the go. Listen, ladies, you like those fluffy lashes? Holla at your girl. Listen, because I got what you need. Listen, ladies, Shakay's Boutique got what you need. Stop by, get a business card. Listen, holla at me because I got what you need, ladies. Follow Shakay's Boutique.
In our world, women wear many hats. Whether she's our sister, auntie and mothers, or godmother, she tends to go out of her way to make everyone okay. But who checks on her? Lifetree Women Care Clinic believes in addressing all of women's health issues and preventative care issues to keep you going. Our state-of-the-art facility that can directly address all of a woman's health concerns. The caring staff of the Lifetree is waiting to serve you. Our director says it like this:
My goal is to meet every woman, one woman at a time, right where she is, and let her tell me what she needs so that we can work together to meet those needs.
Every woman deserves the best treatment,
Of that
no matter
much I
what.
know, I'm
We
sure.
promise to treat the whole woman at the Lifetree Women's Care Clinic.
Keep on laughing
Schedule your
at the
appointment today.
rain, I guess. Isn't that the place to start?
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yes.
Unbelievable. So in the complaint, he's alleging.
Oh, he's alleging numerous ridiculous claims, one of which include abuse of the elderly. I mean, just unfounded. These are all attempts. These are all attempts really to try to humiliate, embarrass me into giving him what he wants, even though there is not any evidence that supports his position at all. And it's not only me. I sit in this plight with another sister friend, my colleague, who is also named in the lawsuit, and another colleague who has been pulled into this absolute legal circus that just really boils down to a professional tantrum just because he's angry.
And so I thought it was a good thing to bring to the green room, knowing that we work in societies. We tell our daughters, you can be anything. You can be a doctor. You can be a lawyer.
Yes, you can.
You know, we
Yes,
send
you
them
can.
into this den and into this cesspool, waiting to eat women up, waiting to disvalue us,
Oh, yeah.
waiting to
Oh, yeah.
return us to the days that we were barefoot and pregnant, and to put us in our place and to silence our voices. And so I know that there's sister friends out there that are facing similar situations
Yes.
where they have been marginalized or
Oh,
put into their
absolutely.
place or dealt with in order to make them fold. You know, emails, give me this and I'll go away. There have been offers to go away. Yours is a monetary offer. Sometimes offers are sexual offers.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
it's
Absolutely.
any preposterous number of things. And so with that, what are some of the things that you have faced or that is happening that is unfair to you? Must be legal somehow because he's a lawyer and he
absolutely.
gets to
Yeah.
operate within the law. But what are some of the things that are being done to you right now? What are
Oh.
some of the things?
Well, is not only the reaching out to me saying, if you pay me X number of dollars, I'll go away, but things like contacting my family is my parents are elderly, is they have stood with me. You know, my dad is a 70 plus years old, who he's a bypass patient, has a serious heart condition, has several debilitating medical conditions. And to send a letter to him for no other reason but to harass, I think is absolutely despicable.
So you feel harassed?
I feel harassed. My mother cares for my aunt who has dementia and also is a caretaker for my dad. And to send that type of correspondence to her for no other reason, no, completely unjustified, I've never done business with my parents. I'm not on anything with the state with my parents. But these are just targets. These are concerted efforts to harass, manipulate, embarrass, and humiliate into writing a check just because. And I am not the Florida Lottery.
You're not the lottery. So how is this affecting your practice? Has he targeted any clients? What's going on with your client base or any professional affiliations? What's happening?
You know, I've had some definitely some unusual situations that I've been very concerned by. But everyone who knows me knows that I'm a person who educates. And when I have found out about different situations that have been incredibly concerning, I went ahead and made sure that my clients are educated in regards to what their rights are and what is appropriate and what is inappropriate behavior, and that they can report inappropriate behavior to the Florida Bar.
And so that's the meat of what we're here for today. That's the meat of it.
Mm.
Let's talk about inappropriate behavior. Let's talk about this for our sister friend. Let's define what can't be done. Let's define what's against the law.
Mhm.
Let's define what people that you are in partnership with or that are your superiors at work, what can be done, what they can't do. Let's talk about that.
So this is good. And I'm so glad that you asked that, Michelle, because a lot of times we don't think about when we leave our homes and go to work is we're concerned about, yes, I'm being treated fairly with respect and dignity in my home. But the same type of respect and dignity that you should command and demand in your home, the same applies to your workplace. So for example, one of the things that I did not check until years down the road were things like boundaries, the setting of boundaries even in your workplace. So for example, if your boss or a coworker calls you after hours or before hours, 5 a.m. calls, midnight calls while you're on vacation, calls when you're in the hospital, that is completely inappropriate. You need to go ahead and set the boundary. And if you are in a job where you have a human resources department, definitely contact your human resources department and report that type of behavior. In my situation, I was the one who was being reported to. I was the mouthpiece for my staff in saying certain behaviors we will not tolerate here. So for example, is whatever religion you practice we are a respecter of religions, but we're not going to force you to practice what I particularly practice or what my partner particularly practiced, my former partner practiced at that time, because he was or is a preacher. Nevertheless, that is not something that we put on you, and we don't believe that that's appropriate for the workplace. Things of what you choose to wear is, as a female, or the wearing of stockings is no longer an indication of your level of professionalism. We are in a day and age that Black people can vote, gay people can get married. Women do have rights. We no longer have to sit on the back of the bus. So surely, as long as you are properly clothed and covered, you don't need to be subject to demands or suggestions like stockings being an indication of your professionalism. If you are out on things like FMLA, when the Family Medical Leave Act, your employer has to respect the fact that you are out on FMLA. So do not call your employee while he or she is in the hospital or their children are in the hospital. But that goes back to the respecting of boundaries. I've seen all of that play out. And as business owners, we need to do a better job of being stewards and creating a culture where that is never, ever, ever accepted. Even from peer to peer, it's never accepted, because how you get on is how you ride. Legally, we say create the precedent.
There you go. We talked about, you leaving him unchecked and the accountant sounding the alarm, hey, something's going on, and you happen to check him. And then as a result of the check-in, the slander, the blackmailing, or whatever term you want to use, to his strategies to get you to conform, the asking of money to go away. You talk about all of that, and you're the people's attorney. You going through all of this? Surely if you could go through something, then that means me. I ain't the people's attorney. I could probably really go through a few things. But even with that, you kept silent. Why?
Well, the way I was raised is you quietly deal with things. You respect your elders. Even though he was in a peer, we were same level. But there's an aspect of respect that you give to older people. Also, to be very candid, is I grew up missionary Baptist. I grew up in a church baby. And there are things spiritually and religiously that can kind of pull on your heartstrings, like treat people the way you want to be treated.
Mm.
And, what would God do in trying to do the right thing? I'm a tither. I've never made any qualms about that. I tithe tens of thousands of dollars into his particular ministry just because I believe that God blesses the tithe. But however, still today, I find myself on the defensive end of manufactured allegations.
You tithe into his church, into
Yes,
his ministry?
I did.
And you're still sitting where you're sitting today?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
I have, very candidly, I've struggled because I don't want to let my religious or I feel betrayed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I am trying to reconcile my beliefs and my value system and the God in me and what I'm instructed to do or led to do with the behaviors that someone else has chosen to do. But I still continue to practice and worship. And I believe very firmly that even though the weapon may form, it doesn't mean that it ever has to prosper.
It's powerful. Yeah, it'll form. The Bible didn't say it wouldn't form,
Absolutely.
but it definitely won't prosper. So then I go to you with this. For our sister friend that's out there, much like yourself, that has not said anything, that has remained silent, whether it's unfair treatment in the workplace, sexual harassment, it's bribery, it's extortion, it's whatever. For whatever reason, she's remained silent. There's a word that you felt that kept you silent. And I need you to talk to her about another reason, how you felt embarrassed and how you're not alone. And because she's there right now. And the reason why she's silent is because she doesn't know that it's by design that they try to embarrass you. Would you speak to our sister friend?
Yeah. Well, sis, I encourage you to, number one, you know what's going on. You know it in your heart of hearts. If you don't know it, somebody in your corner or in your village has told you that that's not quite right. It shouldn't go that way. Is the way you're being treated is not normal. You need to talk to somebody. Talk to your supervisor. Talk to human resources. Talk to a lawyer like the people's attorney. Even I had to go ahead and get a legal team on it because this is much larger than me. I understand that this fight has everything to do about ageism, has everything to do about me being a woman, has everything to do about a power. There are people out there and there are personalities that when they catch a wind that they no longer have the power over you, that you allowed them to have for whatever reason, they get very, very angry. And in those situations, I say, hurry up and get out while you can before the situation gets worse. Now, legally, let's talk about that for a minute. You talked about sexual harassment. We all know that Florida has a law against sexting and trying to extort people. There are claims like intentional infliction of emotional distress, defamation, cyber stalking, cyber harassment, harassing phone calls. These are all things that you need to go ahead and begin to document, day, time, witness, and what happened while it's fresh. So that when it's time for you to go ahead and make your move, you have a journal. Like me, I have the emails, and I say thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord, for the emails.
I have the emails with the witnesses. I have the emails with all of these different attempts to try to make me do something just because. And I say to my sister, you're stronger than this, that what doesn't kill you does make you stronger. I asked myself why this would happen to me. And then I said, well, why not? Maybe this was the platform that I had to come to encourage other women, men, teenagers who are in these very compromising positions that don't relent. Things will get better. Justice will be served. And because this is a multi-layered issue, we understand that we're just coming from the mental health issues from 2020. I know that we're getting close to a mental health month where different things are going to be done. Is definitely talk to a therapist, licensed mental health counselor, because these things don't make you feel good.
Life coach.
Yeah, life coach can help you keep life in real good. But having your own team to help you navigate through it. So your legal team, your life coach, your therapist, your pastor, reverend, minister friend, your mama, daddy, auntie, or whoever is a trusted person in your family that you can rely on, your prayer warrior, your sister friends, like the sisters in my sorority. These are all people who will rally behind you, and people who know the content of your character, and they know the fact that you operate with integrity and excellence, and they all know that whatever is happening, the aggressor, the person who's coming against you, they just will not win.
And so you said the person who's coming against you, and it's a matter of public record. And they've got a movement, a couple of them, and one of them says name. Can we say a name?
Oh, absolutely.
And so who is this person that has targeted you, that has harassed you, that is seeking to embarrass you? Who is this person?
That person is Bruce Batts.
So I hear the people's attorney saying, me too.
Me too. It's happening to me too.
Wow. Whew. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your story. It's stories like this that we've got to get out as a community, as sister friends, as our sister's keeper, our brother's keeper, one to another. You don't have to be mistreated. You don't have to be railroaded. You don't have to be pushed or prodded. There are people out there. I think a guest tonight spoke to it. People that are in your circle really know your character. But you do have the right to defend your character. I don't want any of our sister friends to feel that it's tit for tat or it's something that they shouldn't do, because you would be the first to defend your sister. So you got to stand up and you got to defend yourself. You got to say that this is not okay for me, and I'm not going to take it, and I'm going to fight back. You've got to find some fight. I think we pointed out the legal aspects and the things that are against the law, and how you document and you handle your business. And if you find or have found yourself on the end of this kind of situation, in a work situation or community of faith situation, if you find yourself in an organization, incorporated organization, in this kind of situation, there are things that can be done. And you heard it firsthand today from the people's attorney. That's actually the type law that she practices, personal injury. So defamation of character, all those kind of things fall under that. It's injury to yourself, and it doesn't have to be physical. It can be mental, it can be emotional. This is what she does. And we want to help some sister friends today. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Call the people's attorney if you found yourself at the end of that. I'm going to put some information out here for you to get in touch with her and to begin the fight for yourself, for your freedom, and for your name. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And the wait is over. The time is definitely now. Do it today. Don't take another day of being pushed around, being bullied, being belittled, being extorted, or whatever's going on. Do something about it today. Thank you so much, and that's our time here tonight. I've enjoyed the conversation. Thank you.
The following show is a paid commercial program. The views and opinions expressed within do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff and management